Hi, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Tips and Tricks with Kelly. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about cleaning your machine. This is really important. I clean my machine generally after a few hours of use or every large project. And the way I'm going to do it is this. Most machines, the arm will come off. This is the sewing arm, and you can remove it. But you actually don't need to do that. All you really need to do is open the drawer. Sorry about that. And then I'm taking my fingers and I'm just pulling this back towards me. And your machine may beep or ring or something to tell you it doesn't like that. I'm going to take the foot off so that it doesn't get in my way. And you can see I've probably need to wind a new bobbin pretty soon. But you notice the bobbin case came out pretty quickly. That is the bobbin case. It's the case that the bobbin sits in. And that's actually pretty dirty, so I'm going to clean that too. What I'm using is just a regular old paintbrush. These are fine, although I will warn you, don't get the really cheap ones because all the bristles tend to fall out into your machine, and you really don't want that. So once I've got that brushed out pretty good, I'm going to set it aside, and I'm literally just going to brush out. And you can see I've been doing a lot of sewing lately, so I've got a lot of dust. I've got a lot of dust in my machine. And I do so on a daily basis. And I'm literally just moving my brush all around the inside parts, under the feed dogs, just everywhere where dust collects. I've been told by my tech not to use canned air, because what canned air does is blow all of that into your machine where I'm taking it out. Another good thing you can use, you can get a very small attachment for your vacuum cleaner that will suck the dust out, and that's great too. Just be careful, some of the higher end machines have those really, really sensitive parts. So this is generally what I would do on maybe at the end of the day, maybe every other day. And it's been about 2 days since I did this. Now, once a week, or, depending on how often you sew, you might want to do a deeper cleaning. And to do that, I have a Brother machine, and they make this handy dandy little screwdriver. And that's great. But any small screwdriver will do. I also have this one that came with my Juki machine. That's just fine also. But I'm going to remove these screws. Carefully. So once I've got it where I can remove it with my finger, I will. Now what I do, because you don't want to lose these screws, I put them in my bobbin case. Kind of at the wrong angle here. There we go. That's better. I'm having a little trouble getting that out of there. That's okay. It is a difficult angle. Okay, got the second screw. I'm putting both screws in my bobbin case so I don't lose them. And this will lift off. And you can see there's a whole bunch more dust in there. So again, I'm going to grab my brush, and I want to get as much of that dust and yuck out of there as I can. And I will tell you, if you start having problems with your tension and you have changed your needle, changed your bobbin, rethreaded, you can't think of anything else, clean your machine. Ask me how I know this. Done it many, many times. All right, so that looks pretty good. A lot of dust will also interfere with your thread cutter if you have one. So now what I'm going to do is carefully put my machine back together again. Oop, and I'm upside down. And what I can tell you is, if you're worried about not putting things back together where they go, take a photo. Most cell phones have photo capability today. Take a photo and just continually take pictures as you're taking this apart, and that will help you to put it back together again. So I'm going to put my screws back in and just get them started, and then I'm going to grab my screwdriver. This takes some time. Don't rush. Don't be in a hurry. If you're under a time constraint, that may not be the best time to start this, because you want to take your time, get as much lint and dust out as you can, and you don't want to be in a hurry putting it back together. Screw back in there. There we go. Okay. Again, you're not going to crank it down just like your needle, as we've talked about before. You're not going to crank it down. Just get it tight so that nothing's moving. Okay, next step, you want to put your bobbin case back. Now, in mine, I have, if you can see right there, there's a little white dot or a triangle, and there is actually a matching mark right here on my machine. So I know that what I need to do is match those two marks. If those two marks match, my bobbin case is incorrectly. If you don't have that on your machine, you may want to go ahead and grab maybe a Sharpie or something and put a couple of dots on there, just so that you know whenever you do this, you're putting it back correctly. So next, I'm going to take my little plate piece and lay it down. It's just in front of where it normally goes, and I'm going to slide it up towards the plate. And at that point, your machine may beep or ding or something to tell you that it's happy again, it's okay now. Bobbins. When you put your bobbin in, home machines, most of them go in the same way. Your thread goes to the left side, and it's coming off of the bobbin counterclockwise. So you're going to drop your bobbin in, and there's usually a little hook. In this case, mine is plastic, and I'm going to slide the thread under the hook, and then there's a slot here that the thread goes around, and a thread cutter at the bottom. So I'm just going to give that a tug, and my bobbin is threaded. Then we're going to take the bobbin cover and put that back on, snap it in, and that's it. The foot goes back on, and we're ready to sew. All right, y'all. Questions, comments, anything? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.